This is the story of how Nix Maritimus came to be. But first, we have to go back a few decades. It was the early 1970s, and the scientific world was becoming more and more concerned with climate change. Global cooling and global warming were both being studied. The world was changing and humans needed to prepare. Some scientists suggested more extreme measures be taken. In an isolated lab in the Arctic, an experiment was conducted. Would DNA augmentation help humans evolve to withstand harsh climates easier? It began with 5 couples willing to volunteer, all of whom desired to have children. The first human hybrids were created by combining polar bear DNA with fertilized eggs. The first generation produced 8 ursid hybrid children. The ursids had to be kept isolated and protected from the outside world that wouldn't be able to comprehend the experiment or their non-human features. In that isolation, they created a society of their own, and as they got older, began creating families, starting the second generation of ursid, including Nix and their younger sibling. The families were excited to raise little ursids of their own, and the scientists were excited to see how the original genetic modifications would affect another generation. The experiment came with interesting and unexpected results. Some ursid, for example, had a particular affinity for fish, while others, such as Nix, found they could not handle the cold conditions of the Arctic and began to loathe the cold altogether. Due to the sporadic results, lack of funding, and major political objection to the moral ethics of the ursid project, the project was shut down. However, several scientists committed to the project attempted to keep the project going in secret until dramatic measures were taken, resulting in the labs and ursid community being raided. Unsure what to do with the ursid themselves, many were collected and taken into custody. Nix's mother managed to hide them from the raids before being taken. Scared, alone, and cold, Nix hid in their home until another ursid who managed to avoid capture found them and covered them in a beautiful coat to keep them warm. A short time later, life eventually returned to normal. While the scientists remained imprisoned for their crimes, the ursids were released, allowed to live life as they pleased. Nix eventually reunited with their parents and sibling. As Nix got older, they found comfort in video games. The online world gave Nix a way to explore different worlds and experiences without the cold of the outdoors. Through this digital space, Nix fell in love with the world and its people. Eventually, when they were old enough and brave enough to leave the community, Nix moved to warmer climates so they could live more comfortably. Now able to live the life they'd always dreamed of, Nix set their eyes on their newest adventure, becoming a streamer and creating a community of their own.